I'm Jake, you're watching Gas Guzzlers, and this is the redesigned 2024 Volkswagen Atlas. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the front end of the Volkswagen Atlas. Here, it's really a lighting story. Everything except the base trim is gonna have the full light bar now. It's gonna give you an extra premium look, especially at night. You have LED DRLs, LED high beams, LED low beams, so that you can blind everyone driving in the opposite direction of you. We now have swivel headlights, adaptive lighting as Volkswagen likes to call it, so that you can see around corners and such. I used to not think that was a very useful feature until I drove a Mazda CX-50 with it on a rural road, and then I realized just how useful adaptive lighting really is. As you can see, I am twinning with this Volkswagen Atlas. We both like green. It's a good color. 18-inch wheels here. All Atlases are getting new wheels for 2024. This is the Peak Edition, which is an appearance package, as you can see from this Peak Edition badging, but this is more than just a styled up SUV. It has some off-road cred. Bit under 7 inches of ground clearance. You can get an all-wheel drive system on the Atlas. That all-wheel drive system will use a center differential, so it can send up to half of the power to the rear wheels. You also have kind of a form of torque vectoring and grip management, where if the vehicle detects slippage on one of the wheels, it will use the brakes to grip the wheel that is slipping to send as much power as possible to the wheel with grip. So you do have some off-roading features. This is a big SUV at 200 inches long. It is the largest Volkswagen you can buy. So it really is a proper 3-row SUV. At the rear of the Atlas, this light bar here looks kind of dated to me, how fat it is. I don't know, I don't quite like it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Most Atlases are going to have 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, pretty good, but the SE model is going to only have 2,000 pounds of towing capacity. So keep that in mind if you have a boat or something like that. Let's open up the rear here. 20 cubic feet. Put down this third row. You're gonna have 55 cubic feet of space. Put down the second row and this row, you're gonna have 96 cubic feet of space. So you got a pretty decent sized cavern here. Now to fold down the third row, very easy. There's a shoulder mounted button. From back here, there is no way to fold the second row. You're gonna have to get out and go around the Atlas to do that.
If you're liking the video, make sure to like and subscribe to Gas Guzzlers for more weekly automotive content, and a huge thanks to those of you who are already subscribed. Alright folks, let's get back into the video.
Let's talk tech. There's a series of apps and services you can get with your new Volkswagen. VW CarNet is going to let you connect your car to your phone. So from just about anywhere, you can honk the horn, flash the lights, remote stop and start, check the status of the windows, see how much fuel is in the car, all those good things. There's also a family system built in. So if you have a young driver, you can set it up so your Volkswagen will send you alerts through a text message, through an email, or through an app when the car, say for example, goes over a preset speed, or if it leaves a certain boundary. There's also a valet mode. If you put the car in valet mode and the car leaves a 1/5 of a mile radius from where the valet mode started, you'll get an alert. So you know your valet is not taking your Atlas on a joyride. I don't think that has ever happened, but if it has, I mean, let me know in the comments below. Let's talk safety, because the Atlas has a pretty interesting post-collision system. So in the event the vehicle detects a crash, it's gonna lock up the brakes to prevent subsequent collisions. It's also gonna do things like unlock the doors, turn on the hazard lights, and shut off the fuel pump. In terms of active safety features, we have IQ Drive and all sorts of driver assistance features, you know, lane departure, front collision warning, etc., etc. This vehicle will center you in the lane and kind of, you know, do semi-autonomous driving, but you must keep your hands on the wheel. Interestingly, this steering wheel is capacitive, meaning it can sense if your hands are touching it. Other vehicle systems use a force feedback mechanism to detect if you've touched the wheel. This uses a more sensitive capacitive system, so it's going to be a lot harder to trick the Atlas into thinking you are paying attention when its autonomous driving features are engaged. Under the hood of all VW Atlases, you are going to find a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine putting out 269 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Now that's actually more torque than the outgoing 6-cylinder and a substantial improvement over the outgoing 4-cylinder. Power is sent through an 8-speed transmission to all 4 wheels or just the front wheels. Here in the Atlas, we have some pretty comfortable seats. All Atlas models, even the base, are going to get leatherette, no cloth, and ventilated seats. That is pretty awesome. Really a value-packed vehicle starting at $37,000. This one is closer to $50,000. All Atlases will also have a fully digital gauge cluster. Now, something I want to point out is the capacitive temperature controls here. I use these in the ID.5 and mixed experience. Sometimes they worked well, sometimes they did not. If you have gloves on or whatnot, I'm not quite sure if this is going to work great. We have Porsche's kind of weird little shifter has come to VW models. We have a wireless charger down here along with 2 USB-C ports and a big storage canyon down here. Ambient lighting in here. We have 30 different colors. I think it's very tastefully applied. Sometimes the Germans go overboard, but I think they did a nice job in the Atlas. Here's a quick look at the Volkswagen infotainment system. I was extremely impressed with how snappy it is. Watch this animation, this little 3D animation, works incredibly well. We got, oh my gosh, I accidentally turned on the music. Oh, we have to tap this. You can actually kind of slide like that, as you can see. But looking in here, we can't do much because the car is off and in this auto show setting, but I just wanted to show you how responsive this screen is. It also is pretty sharp. I mean, the text doesn't have any fringing or anything like that. Overall, good display. Here in the rear of the Atlas, we have plenty of legroom, a 115 volt outlet along with 2 USB-Cs, and we have air vents back here, and of course our own climate controls. Big glass roof is gonna let in lots of light. You can get captain's chairs on upper models, but of course here we have the bench seats for extra storage capacity of people or other non-people items. Getting into the rear of the Atlas is very easy. You just hit this little lever, the whole seat flips forward, and in you go, just like that. I am in very comfortably. Now legroom, of course, is going to be at a premium back here. Probably not fitting 2 6-foot adults back here for long, but there is plenty of headroom, which is something I noticed that 3-row SUVs recently suffer with, but the VW Atlas doesn't have a tapered roof line, so you get the headroom back here. We have chargers, we have vents, and we have cubbies back here for all sizes of juice boxes and such, so your 3rd row passengers are well taken care of. One thing I want to note when you're getting out is it is easy to accidentally step on this rail that this seat slides on, and it is very easy to slip and fall out of the Atlas because your foot moves with that rail. I have accidentally done that once or twice. Definitely keep an eye on that. The VW Atlas is value packed with so many standard features like cooled seats, leatherette seats, all the fancy lighting, and of course plenty of seating space. This is a great option for many families. As shown, this model goes for about $50,000, but you're starting around $37,000, so definitely keep an eye on the VW Atlas. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jake, you're watching Gas Guzzlers. This is the 2024 Volkswagen Atlas. We'll see you in next week's video.